The way your Simon game is currently coded, the player gets as much time as they want to try to match the sequence. They can take 10 minutes to press the button if they want to, and there's no penalty. To change that, we can create some timeout functionality with it by modifying the match sequence function. So to do that, I'm going to create another variable. The type is going to be an unsigned long because we're eventually going to set this variable equal to the millis function, and the millis returns an unsigned long. I'm going to call the variable click time. And then I'm going to inside, or for this while loop, I'm going to make this while loop take care of more stuff than just this one line right here. Because the while loop is going to take care of more than just one line, I'm going to have to use curly braces to enclose all of the commands that the while loop needs to look through and execute. Now I'm just going to put an if statement, and it's going to say if millis minus click time is greater than a certain value, let's say 100 milliseconds or 1,000 milliseconds, 1 second. If that's greater than 1,000 milliseconds or 1 second, then I want to return false. I want to say that they didn't match it quickly enough. What's happening here is before we jump into the while loop that executes several hundred times a second, we store the time at which we start looking for a button press. And then every time we go through this loop, we ask ourselves, how much time has passed since we jumped into the while loop? This here tells us, this gives us the current time, millis gives us the current time, and this gives us the time we started. And the difference between those will slowly grow. It'll continue to grow as we keep looping through the while loop until eventually it's greater than 1,000. When it's greater than 1,000, then this command gets executed. We return a false and we exit out of the entire function. Match sequence returns a false and the game should end. So let's go ahead and test it and see how it works. Open up your serial monitor and then start the simulation. So the red LED lit up. I should click the red button. If I don't do that fast enough, if I don't do it within a second, then I should see game over show up down here. Now you got to remember the virtual circuit runs a little bit slower than your actual circuit, so it's taking more than a second. But there it is. I didn't click it fast enough, and now I see the game is over. I'm going to stop it and start it again just to make sure that if I play the game correctly, everything's working as it should. Now I'm going to wait and not press the red button here and see again if I see a game over if I wait long enough. There it is. Our timeout function appears to be working great. Once you've tested your code and made sure that it's working, don't forget to make a commit to Bitbucket. Your Bitbucket commit message should be something to the effect of added timeout functionality.